That webinar we'll have just an intro part. I know some of you might not be liking the intro part. कई बार आ चुके हो आप लोग, लेकिन but you know first 5 slides we always dedicate it to our newcomers also. Every class we see a number of new faces. Every class we see the numbers are increasing, and that is very well acknowledged by us, and of course it is acknowledged by you. Questions for you that we will just read across, because those are the memory based questions which are available from 2002 to 2006. So those 5 years questions which are still not relevant today, but we'll read some of those questions so that we can have a glimpse of the way or the quality of questions that asks. So my idea will be, initially we'll have an introduction of around 10 to 15 minutes, then we will move on to some previous year questions which may not be relevant today, and they don't have options, they are mostly memory based. So we will read some of them, and I will also request you to write some of them, so that if you find that still meaningful or find it at home, because those questions don't have options. So for another 30-40 minutes we'll discuss that those questions. Those are from static GK, those are from economics, those are from polity, those are from Indian national movement, those are from current affairs, those are from general awareness. So in all these areas are also means we'll be able to analyze that. In the other sessions in SNAP, IRMA, and IFT, we know the questions, we know the paper has been similar since last 4 or 5 years. GK is common since has been going on since last 4 or 5 years. But in XAT, GK is different because it has been restarted this time again. And I tell you, look at the importance of GK again, because even after discarding it for 3-4 years, that has brought it again, because it is important for a practical growth. So I again repeat that for the GD and PI rounds, you know the importance of GK. I again, as I tell in many of the GD PI rounds, more you have in your head, more you have food for thought. Though accurate line bolne ke liye, you must be having at least basic good data about any other topic. So let's move on to the topics. Let's move on to the introductory part, and then we will move on to our real part of the session, the heart and soul of the session. So aim of the session is designed to optimize students' performance in XAT entrance exam through GK section. Well, your performance should be enhanced, and we would like to see you in the better colors through the GK section. GK section is critical. A lot of us don't study very hard, but as I told earlier, it is like fielding. Fielding is important. Fielding is very important in cricket. The same way GK is very important in the MBA exams. It is certainly not, nobody wants to be a fielder, everybody wants to be a bowler or a batsman, but of course this is the point that I want to focus, that a good fielding side is a better fielding side, or less thing to worry about. Then to make understand the value of GK section and help them to increase score by analysis of previous year questions. Now today I say we will be actually analyzing a lot of previous year questions. I have more than around 50 questions for you only just to read, just to have an idea of the previous year questions. That is why we extended this session for 4 hours today. We will be solving for 1 hour, we will be seeing previous year questions, because you haven't seen previous year questions. And then we'll then 100% we will be moving on to the real part of the questions that we'll have. With 4 options, we have 70 questions ready for you. Then understanding the areas of importance, well, that is what we have to analyze कि कौन से area से पढ़ना है, because rejection and selection both are important. Rejection and selection both are important, and that is the most important part. Then practicing new questions based on previous year questions. So 50 that, and around 70 questions we have practicing for today's session. So that will be another important part of our overall session. So overall idea is how to improve your score. Overall idea is how to get beyond that line. How we'll be going on? We'll be analyzing previous year questions. We'll try to understand the areas of importance and practicing new questions to add value to the students' general knowledge. Always I say knowledge is treasure. कभी भी हमेशा आपके साथ रहेगी जिंदगी भर. And we don't know in which exam you may sometimes happen to get the use of any general knowledge information. Then flow of this session, mode of preparation for next few days, and the discussion of 80 questions. Of course, that is 70 plus 10 from the initial part, and then of course there are 40 also for around. We have 40 to 50 questions for the reading also. So in all, we have around 130 questions ready for you. Okay. So out of that, we will be solving actual 70 prime sources where we can get these questions. 1 mark in QA is 1 mark in English is 1 mark in GK. I again repeat, ये हम लोग का पुराना fundamental. Then most of the candidates prepare intensively for QA and English, but give less time to GK. I say this is the prime reason that many students are actually poor in GK. They are not fools in GK, they are poor in GK because they don't study. If you study well, certainly you can actually unlock the key. Then average time taken to solve each question is the least. It takes around 30 seconds only to solve each GK question. So it is less time taking. So it is less time taking, and also you have to put in less effort. Then so less effort is needed to score better in GK. In all, I hope you agree with my point. We overall need less effort to go through in GK. That is why sometimes I had told in the earlier, well, not for the XAT, but in the other exams, we had been emphasizing on the fact that sandwich the GK section between two intensive sections like quantitative aptitude and reasoning. So that gives you a bit of time, a bit of relaxation to your head. Then as cutoffs are generally low in GK, it helps in improving overall marks. I again say cutoffs are generally low in GK because of the poor preparation by the students. A lot of students prepare poorly for the GK section, but a good cutoff, and that is what the reason is for low cutoffs, and a good marks can actually give you a distance from the cutoffs and a distance from your competitors. So that will be very helpful and instrumental in getting you through. GK and MBA, again, the last slide of the GK and MBA section of our series. As GK is so vast, it is not possible to learn everything. Pick areas according to exam. Do not learn everything in GK. Be wise in selection as well as rejection of the material. I know many of our friends have heard this many a times, but I would still explain it for the our new faces. Now, GK is too big. You have to select sections according to the exam. So what section you have to select in every exam, that is critical, because you just don't read anything. If you learn everything, you have a limited space in your head, the data will start to overflow, and some days after, you may lose the data from your head. You may not be remembering it in the examination. So do not learn everything in GK. Then be wise in selection as well as rejection of the material. Be wise in selection and rejection. I say that if you are selecting a material to read, many of the material that you must be having or you might get are actually not relevant for some of the exams. So be wise in rejection also. हर चीज पढ़ते चले जाएंगे, जो भी चीज आएगी उसको जीके समझ के अगर हम खाते चले गए, उसको पीते चले गए, तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा. It's not the way. It's the rather you have to be selective about the areas that you must go with any exam. In SNAP, it is more of a general section. In IFT, it was more of the areas linked to foreign trade. In IRMA, it was issues of social concern. So similarly, every exam has some peculiar or typical area which actually help them in finding the key to that session or key to that exam. So my overall idea is MBA exam, just do not run wildly, very vast, pick areas according to exam, do not learn everything in GK, be wise in selection as well as rejection of the material. Must be sensible about this कि क्या पढ़ना है और क्या नहीं पढ़ना. Then coming to that, authors, books and personalities, ये areas I have seen a number of questions from these areas. Then social issues come back again after Irma. In Irma, I saw in Irma we actually know the issues of social concern is a different topic under GK, and social issues is again an important topic here. So social issues is important because a number of questions that I have seen from the previous year paper actually are closely related to the social issues. So social issues is back again here. You may refer to the slide of snap slides also, so that you can get some of the data from there, from some of the questions and data from there also. Then economy, again economy is also very important in that. I have seen rather most of the questions come down to the economy. Well, economy is the most favorite subject in most favorite area in all of the MBA exams. So economy, be ready to face a number of questions today also, and even in the exam. For basic Indian economy data and economics question, you must be ready with the basic information. So in the exam, it is very, very helpful to you. Then general comes in the next page, that what is included in the general section. In the general section, we generally say major international issues, then current affairs that may include sports, then any award, any major award, or I say there are some international issues which are actually highlighted. So those things can be considered along with this. And then I have seen that some questions are actually also from the static area. Static GK is also featuring in XAT. Static GK means the thing that have happened some years back and are not of the relevance today, but still a number of questions are there in the XAT from the static areas. Now overall, how to crack this? I would say practice as many questions as possible. I again say do not try to gather knowledge now, because when few days are left to the exam, it will be very difficult for you to start gathering now and remembering that. What to do for the next few days? Do as many questions as possible. We have already organized 8 sessions. Some of you are there who have actually attended all the 8 sessions. You must go through the slides. You must go through the questions. We have now collected over 500 questions from the various sessions. More than 500 questions are there in the various sessions. Just read it, mark the answer. You know or you don't know. That must be the idea. सीधे आप पढ़ो क्वेश्चन को, आता है टिक करो, नहीं आता है आंसर देखो, नेक्स्ट, नहीं आता है आंसर देखो, नेक्स्ट. So read the questions as many questions as possible. The more you have in your mind, the more you will be remembering in the exam. I have many times emphasized that what is all GK about? You know or you don't know. It's all about fact. There is no empiricism. There is no formula based knowledge. यहाँ पे clear रहना कि you must be very clear here that the data that you get, the data that you see in sorry, the voice broke. I'll repeat the point again. The data that you see in the various papers, the data that you see in the various questions, various magazines, that is important. The more you have in your head, more you will be ready for the exam. In exam, data is asked, and to some extent logic can be used in sorting out the options. You have 4 options, you can logically eliminate 2. So my idea is there are only 2 methods. One method clear is fact. You know the fact, you mark the answer. If you don't know the fact, you will be always moving around the questions, and most of the time we end up in losing our marks. So I would not say that take a blind risk in such questions. आपको थोड़ा सा अंदाजा होना चाहिए. You must be sensible enough to sort out at least 2 of the options. And sometimes question seems to be very difficult, looks very difficult, but if you look at the answers, you can still find it to be easy to be answered. So overall idea is have the areas that you know that are relevant to the exam. see the areas of sports, award. Last page we saw some of the areas, books, authors, then some of the static areas. Now from these areas, questions must be ready with you. Now 500 questions we have already given. Read that thoroughly. Read that once. You have enough. And I have told you about Pratyogita Darpan also, many of you had sent me a complaint that they could not find the answers. Yes, I saw now Pratyogita Darpan has started to remove the answers from the online section. So if you want, you can take you can just buy a Pratyogita magazine, magazine, the actual print version, and you can get the answers there. So it's not very big a task. So I know any of the stand you can get the Pratyogita Darpan magazine, and if for the last 2-3 months you can collect that, and I've sent you the page numbers. So some of you, those who are new, you can again ask me on the mail. Most of you will get the reply back again, and we'll send the pages back again, that which pages to be referred. So, but I'm sorry for the data last time that because earlier they used to give the answers, but now they have stopped to give the answers on the online version. But in the print version, it is still there, and you can get the answers from there, or you can just Google out the answers. Most of the questions are not difficult enough that Google cannot find out. So it won't take more than 20-30 seconds to actually find the answers. Yes, Shonit, actually you say that some older issues are not available on the stands. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. If not, I'll try my level best to scan the pages and send you the solution pages, because I have all the issues here. So answers page, as you say, Vishal. Okay, fine. I cannot assure you right now, but I'll try my level best so that I can send you the at least 5 months answers of Pratyogita Darpan current questionnaire. Okay, because so overall idea. Now again, I still say that do not just be sitting on that someday the answer will come. ये नहीं कि बैठे हुए हैं वहां पे और इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि 10 दिन बाद आंसर आएगा तभी पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे. 20 seconds you may need maximum to find it on Google. A lot of questions you might be knowing also. So just Google out the answer. Do not worry much about that. And then again, 500 questions you have live in the various sessions. So my idea is practice as much as possible. Take competition success review, solve the current question page. Take any other such competitive magazine in which they have questions. So just solve the questions. I still say, and then compendiums are also there. And I sincerely trust a lot of you that you will not be solving a lot of questions. A lot of you might be very much busy in writing the points that I'm telling you right now. But still, many of you just go back and just fold the page, and the page is seen. Page is back in the dustbin, and you would never even look at the pages back. I would strongly suggest you कि भाई जिसको स्वर्ग पाना है उसको मरना पड़ेगा. Simple as that. Okay, so what you have to do, अब यहाँ मरना पड़ेगा. मरने से मतलब है आपको खूब मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. So work hard. 500 questions you have. Yes, Kush, where can you find these questions? For all of you, I would say again that on the class apart page, on the class apart website, we have all the questions available. We have the sessions available there. You can just log on and take the questions from there, sessions from there, and we can say. So okay, fine. So in the end, my idea is that analyze the session. Okay, analyze the paper. See the questions see the areas from where most of the questions are, and then on that line, read the questions, find the answers. Just read the question, see the answer, read the question, see the answer. I would not encourage to collect data for the next 15 days. If you are going to collect data, a lot of data, you will be wasting a lot of time. Okay, so ready questions, 700, 800, maybe 1000, up to 1000 you can certainly get easily from various resource sources. You have GK compendiums, you have sessions, you have Pratyogita Darpan magazine. So you have many magazines from where you can directly take the questions. And in all, I would say read as much as My idea is the more you have fact in your head, the more your ability is to answer in the examination. As simple as that. Okay, fine. So we move ahead. GK and C for XAT. One main point, practice as many questions as possible. That is what I wanted to say. Practice as many questions as possible. No other point. Well, I am again putting the data. Arpit has again pushed the point that you have to fill the user data, and then you will get the link to mark the EOMR sheet. But right now we don't need the link for some time, but just you log in, because we will be analyzing some previous year questions. So previous year questions, just read some of the questions. So my idea is see the areas from where the questions are, because XAT has not given questions since last 3-4 years, and so you must be aware of the point that which type of questions are there. Try to see these questions. See these questions, just have an idea. Just have an idea what these questions are. Now, which incident triggered in Quit India movement? Now, that is from our Indian National Movement. That is from our Indian National Movement. Which company has punchline everyone's invited? That is, of course, from the business GK part. What is the cause of greenhouse effect? Current and science. It was a current affair at that time, certainly, because उस समय बहुत ज़्यादा environmental awareness शुरू हो रही थी. Current and science. Which of the given taxes is not levied by the central government? The polity that touches economy. Polity area that touches economy. What is Garuda? Garuda was about an Indian Army's vehicle, and that is related to current affairs. Current affairs, at that time Garuda was released. Which Indian state has the maximum forest cover? This is, a typical question. We have seen this question many times in the current papers also. So which Indian state, today, well, I ask you the answer. Which Indian state? Yes, a lot of you are giving the answers. MP, yes, right. The correct answer is Madhya Pradesh. And Arunachal, why Arunachal is the second largest? Yes. Okay, one trivial question for you. Find out the state which has the highest percentage of forest cover. Find out the state which has highest percentage of forest cover. Now this is a homework for you. This is a homework for you. Now hint is a northeastern state. Hint is a northeastern state. And I tell you, for most of you, कई लोग आंसर्स दे देते हैं, यूपी बिहार कुछ भी दे देते हैं. नॉर्दर्न इंडियन प्लेन्स आर लीस्ट फॉरेस्टेड. नॉर्दर्न इंडियन प्लेन्स आर लीस्ट फॉरेस्टेड. रिमेंबर दैट. राजस्थान, हरियाणा, पंजाब, दिल्ली, उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, all these 7 states are among the least forested. यार, how many of you are telling Delhi is forested? दिल्ली में कहाँ है यार? दिल्ली में एक पेड़ तो दिखता नहीं है सही से, और जो पेड़ होते हैं उसमें भी वैसे धूल जमी रहती है इतनी. दिल्ली में पेड़ दिखे तो मुझे भी एक फोटो खींच के भेज देना. ओके, फाइन. Well, okay, my idea is I have given you the hint. It's a northeastern state. घर जाओ, एक बार गूगल करो, you will get the answer. It's readily available on Google. कई लोग अभी भी ढूंढ लिए होंगे. Well, so then which Indian state has the maximum well irrigated area? Which Indian state has the maximum well irrigated area? In India, there are 3 types of the things used for irrigation. That is tank, well, and now pump sets are also used. So all these together, today it has changed in many of the areas. So it was a question some around 5 to 7 years back. Now Today, many of the answers have changed. So my point is, look at the questions. Now, last two questions from the geography area, but geography area that is connected to the social issue of agriculture also. Now, agriculture is very close to our question set at least, and it is close to our social points also, because social points are related to rural areas and rural areas very much related to agriculture. Then we can see the type of questions here in XAT. Then similarly, we have 4 or 5 slides. We can just see more questions. Now, a question from science. If a refrigerator door is kept open, what would be the effect on the room temperature? If the refrigerator door is open, what would be the effect on the room temperature? Well, it's up to you to decide finally. Then a glass tumbler is filled with water and contains some ice. If the ice melts, what would be the impact on the water level? We had seen this question last time also. It was there in the last of our class also. So science, 2 questions from science. Then again, when was the first solar eclipse recorded in India? Well, I thought this was a very difficult question. First solar eclipse recorded in India. I just could not get the meaning in modern times or in the older times, because there are 2 answers given on the web. I tried to find it on web. There are 2 answers given. So of course, very ambiguous question. Then what was the effect of Vedas on the Indian civilization? Now that was according to the options you have to answer. Now this is from history, of course. First 2 from science, and this is more of a general awareness. This is more of a general awareness. Deepti, the link that was sent actually is working because on one of the days that you might have tried, actually the whole website was down. Pratyuttara Darpan's website was also down on one day. I guess you must have opened on that day. The link is fairly working. So what was the effect of Vedas on Indian civilization? Well, Devina, the questions are in the form of MCQs, but I think you must have missed some initial part of the session, because we are right now discussing the type of questions that come in the examination. So, what was the effect of Vedas on Indian civilization? Again, a question from history. So, all of you, just try to get an idea that which type of questions have actually been asked. So, questions will be similar to that. I hope most of you are getting my point. That questions, look at the questions, type of questions that are being asked. So these are from the static areas, but still in the static areas, they are from various dimensions. Name the author who didn't influence Gandhi much. No, so we have heard about that many of the authors have influenced Gandhi, but generally this has been a common question. Yes, of course, very correct. Everybody today, most of the writers today have not affected Gandhi, but that is option dependent question. So depending on the option, you can actually answer. Then another science question: why do clouds float? Why do clouds float? Another. So why do clouds float? So another set of questions. Who was the creator of Pentium chip? Again, a general awareness question. This is a general awareness question. Who is the creator of Pentium chip? Does anybody know? Yes, Intel say Vinod Dham. The Pentium chips, the microprocessor, smaller one. A lot of engineers must be sitting here, though they might be having the microprocessor in their pocket right now. i3, i5, i7 core, Pentiums. Then 26 November 1949, which document was drafted? Polity question. Another polity question. So we can see quite a few polity questions also there. Questions from the Indian Constitution, Indian polity. Some of the questions. No, some of you are writing it as constitution. It is actually, constitution comes in a subject called Indian polity. So the overall, the idea is it is Indian polity, and in MBA exams, most of the questions from Indian polity are mostly from the Indian constitution. So that is the idea. You cannot say it as just Indian constitution as an area, but certainly for MBA exams you can classify, but it is overall a polity. The long form of periodic table is based on, if you remember Mendeleev's periodic table, some of you might have studied. Yes, atomic number, atomic weights. I just want you to, have a look on the questions. The questions, are you able to understand? Are you able to catch the questions? Just, be focused on such questions. I have, included these questions are from 2002, 2006. A number of questions are from 2002 and 2006, between 2002 and 2006. Then who has invented Pentium computer? Of course, another question, that was Pentium chip. This was now Pentium computer chip must be. Then which one is the largest circle? Largest circle was referred to as equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. I have included that question in our 70 question set also. So question from geography. Then I would still say largest circle is more of a general awareness question. In general awareness, it can be said linked to geography. Then who was the vanguard in American consumer rights movement? Another question from general awareness. Well, at that time it was in the news also. So that is why at that time it was a current affair question. If an object from satellite is dropped from 500 km above the earth, then what will happen to it? Now this was from science area, science and tech area. So I hope we can see a number of questions from various areas: science and tech, general awareness, polity, and economics question will also be featuring after some time. And today we have a lot of economics rather. Yes. So more questions for you. Which was the first charter that gave rights to the people? Now again, another general awareness question. Charter which that gave rights to the people. Magna Carta. As options are not there, it could be Magna Carta or it could be French Declaration of Human Rights. So question depends on the answer, depends on the options. Which is India's largest sulfur producing state? Another geography question. Then which of the following Indian state does not produce rice? Another geography question. Well, of course, the hilly areas do not produce much. 44th Amendment has abolished which right? You must be remembering, we have already discussed in one of our classes. 44th Amendment actually deleted one of the fundamental rights. So another question from polity. Who is known as the father of history? We have this question today. Who is the pioneer of the consumerist movement in US? Well, a repeated question. Fallacy of business run by only one objective. What does this statement emphasize? Then corporate governance, what does the term mean? So such questions are also there. So remember such questions: corporate governance, business. So yes, father of history, it is there in the, I have actually included this question in our questionnaire today, so you will get the answer. So we can see, from the various sections, they have included many of the questions. I don't deserve this award, but I have arthritis. Now, another saying by a famous man. So, another famous saying by a famous man. So, it was there in the question. Leaving cigarette is all about willpower and determination. You are dull, have no sense of humor. Who said this? India has made most significant development in which of the sector? So, another. So another set of questions that we have. So overall, if you analyze the last 5 slides, I think you must have noted some of the questions. If you analyze the last 5 slides, we have questions from various dimensions. We have questions from various dimensions. So that will be it will be key for you. Now I will keep these slides open for 1 minute each slide so that you can still look at the questions once again. These were the questions that have actually appeared in the XAT papers from 2002 to 2006. So at that time, you can just have a look on the questions, that how the questions actually waved, how the questions actually mattered. So what this will help you in gathering some of the, tuning you with the examination, that किस तरह के question होते थे, which type of questions you should go for. As I have already said that you should be selective in getting through the questions. You should be selective in reading the areas. So for that, have an idea that which areas you should go for. कई लोग बायोटेक भी बहुत पढ़ लेते हैं, हिस्ट्री भी बहुत पढ़ लेते हैं, एक्चुअली ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस नहीं है उन एरियाज से. General awareness is more in it. So just have a look at the questions again. Some of you who want to note it down can actually note it down also. Slide number 2. Slide number 2. Read it. Slide number 3. Yes, just have a look. All of you, read it once. पढ़ लो एक बार फिर से question को. Read it once more and link it to your knowledge that you have. Yes, Shravik, we will go it. I'll move to the slide again once again at the last. Just do not worry. Priyanka, another 5 minutes. We'll start with the EOMR test. Yes, for the link of OMR, go to the chat again. Arpit, can you send the link of OMR again? Some students have not actually opened the link of the OMR. Yes, all of you, you have it in front of you again. So that is the link of the EOMR. Another 2-3 minutes, we'll be starting the EOMR areas. We will be starting the questions. Slide number 4. Just have a look once again. So just have a look again. I give you another 30 seconds. Another slide, last slide. Well, so we saw all the 5 slides, we saw a number of questions, so just have your mind primed with it. So in all, we saw a number of questions. I think you must be ready now. You must have seen the type of questions, the areas which you know are important, and so must be aware. So are you ready for the paper? All of you have EOMR in front of you. All of you have it in front of you. I guess it must be ready with you. If anybody doesn't have, do tell again. Link is there in the chat box. You can click on the link and you can start that. So now before I start the questions again, now idea was to give you an introduction. Then we saw the type of questions. Now I think you're primed with it. Now overall point is you will be given only 20 seconds. I'll give you 20 seconds after reading every question. In the questions which have very long options, I may give up to 30 seconds, and actually I have decoded it it has been decoded in the EOMR sheets. The options will not be recorded after 20 seconds, and for certain questions it is 30 seconds. So in all, after 20 seconds your options will not be recorded, so that is the idea. Do try to mark it, or if you don't know, just mark it not sure. Do not try to Google, because that is a false impression of your knowledge in your head. I would say be true to the exam. Feel it like as you are sitting in the exam. Mark it like you must be marking in the exam. Those who take risk in the exam, you can take here. Those who go very judiciously, you go judiciously. I'll be showing you rest of the questions once again. Just do not worry. After the class, I have still 3-4 slides left for you. That will be shown to you after the class. So we start with question 1. When was the Planning Commission constituted? This is a XAT question which has earlier come. When was the Planning Commission constituted? When was the Planning Commission constituted? Okay, fine. We had the answer. So, Planning Commission, it was an easy question, very, very easy question. When has Planning Commission been constituted? It was only after the independence. Before that, the Planning Commission that was of the British government. So, our own Planning Commission must have been constituted only after 1947. So, there is only one option left, which is after 1947. So that is the only option, 1950. I hope a lot of you must have tried to use it. I would say, but I still say very happy with the response. 63% have given the correct answer. But for 63%, think about the rest 37%. A lot of people are still there who could not give the answer. And actually, around 22% were wrong and 15% did not answer. So it was an easy question, I would say, and a lot of you have actually proved it to be easy. 63% did not. 63% actually gave the correct answer. Very fine. I hope there was not much logic in it. A data fact question, you know or you don't know. That was it. When was the Nobel Prize for Economics started? In which year was Nobel Prize for Economics started? Do see the question carefully. Yes, the responses were still coming, but when was the Nobel Prize for Economics started? 1895, it was the year when actually the Nobel Prize started. It was the year when actually the Nobel Prize was started. Then 1917, certainly not related to this, but an important historical event, Russian Revolution is related. 1947, independence of India. 69 is the year when economics was started. 69 was the year when Nobel Prize for Economics was started. In economics, Nobel Prize for Economics was not included in the initial set of Nobel Prizes. So that is 1969. Yes, Ashish, correct. Bank of Sweden gives it. So point is question number 2. Nobel Prize for Economics was started in 1969. Question number 3. When did China enter the WTO? Yes, come on. A lot of you are answering the question. Yes, responses are increasing. Yes, fine. Saw the answer. So, for this question, what is the correct answer? It is correct. So, the correct answer is, yes, come on, a lot of you are not writing in the chat. Let's discuss on the chat also. The China entered WTO in 2001, and that till today China is seen as the biggest entry in the WTO, and a lot of you, but still only 25% of you could give the correct answer. Only 25% of you could get the correct answer. So, well, not an encouraging data from many of the students. I thought it was an easy question, but it seemed to become a difficult question. Only 25%. The latest, after Russia, also another country has entered. Find out the name. It's a homework for you. After Russia, also one country has entered. 3 days after Russia, one country has entered. Find out the name. We move on to question number 4. Panchayati Raj is a dash. 2-tier system, 3-tier system, 2 and 3, or none of these? Yes, for 30 seconds you may not hear my voice. I'm just switching on of the microphone. So for 30 seconds, just wait. Just answer the question. So then, well, a lot of you, I expect, this is an easy question. If you are in India, this you may find this as an easy question. Now, I ask you another question related to this. Which Amendment Act is responsible for bringing Panchayati Raj system in India? Which amendment? A lot of you are writing. Very good. Give the answer. I invite all of you to answer. जितना ज्यादा लोग आंसर करोगे उतना ही फेवरेबल होगा. नो 77 और 73 में देख रहा हूँ. करेक्ट आंसर इज 73. Yes, during Rajiv Gandhi, 73rd amendment, but it was finally passed after Rajiv Gandhi. 73rd Amendment Act. Well, so now what is the correct answer? It is a three-tier system. Panchayati Raj is a three-tier system. Zilla, block, and then village level. The district level, the block level, and then the village level. Now I ask you, Panchayati Raj system, it is an important part of our fundamental rights or directive principle of state policy or fundamental duties. Panchayati Raj, it's a part of fundamental rights, directive principles or fundamental duties. I see a lot of people have actually given the correct answer. 41% people have actually given the correct answer. Yes, so answers are coming. Directive principle, fundamental rights जो लोग बोल रहे हो, पंचायत अगर नहीं होगी तो क्या फंडामेंटल राइट हो जाएगा? ये कोर्ट पे जाओगे कि हमारे यहाँ फंडामेंटल, हमारे यहाँ पंचायत ही नहीं है बनी हुई है. It's a legal law. It was as I told you earlier, fundamental rights provide us the political rights, and the directive principles provide us the social and economic rights. This is among the social right. This is not a political right for everyone. So Panchayati Raj has been in the directive principle of state policy, and it was said by it as a Gandhian principle that there should be Panchayati Raj system, decentralization of the power. Some power is being given at the lowest level. So the idea of Panchayati Raj is to give the power to the lower levels also. Earlier, the top level had all the power. So correct answer is 3, and 41% people have answered, and I would say a lot of you that I am it's very bad to see a lot of you getting wrong answer in such a small easy question. So still, well, you have a lot of chance further. Let's move further. Who is the US ambassador to India? Right now, who is the US ambassador to India? Nancy Powell, Timothy Romer, David Mumford, Robert Blackwell. 20 seconds to answer. Yes, I have got the data almost in front of me. So who is the current ambassador to US, of US to India? Yes, the correct answer right now is Nancy Powell. And remember, all the three were the former ambassadors of US to India. All the three else were former ambassador of US to India. So now, right now, currently it is Nancy Powell, and it has not been changed. It has been changed since 6 to 7 months. So it is not just based. It's not very recent. It has been she is acting here since last 6 or 7 months. In 2012 she was nominated as the US ambassador to India. Now, there was a question linked to this in 2004. So such questions, US is an important country. and their ambassadors play a very important role. And you must have heard about the WikiLeaks also. WikiLeaks was so important a thing, it almost created a furor around the world. So, question number 6. Now, for the last question, I would say around 30% have answered it correct. 30% students have answered it correct. 70% wrong. Well, question number 6. Where was the WTO Ministerial Conference held in 2009? Last WTO Ministerial Conference, which was important, was held in 2009. Where was it held? Where was this WTO Ministerial Conference was held? Yes. 10 seconds over. Data is coming to me. A lot of data is coming actually. Yes. So, I have around 26% answers correct. What is the option? I have around 26% answers correct. What is the option? The correct answer is Geneva. 2009 WTO Ministerial Conference was held in Geneva. It was a very important one of late. This is very important because now if you want, you can note down the ministerial conferences that have occurred earlier. If you want, you can note it down. The first one was held in 1996 in Singapore. The first one was held in 1996 in Singapore. Very important WTO questions are often being asked. 1996 Singapore. Second in 1998 in Geneva. Second in 1998 in Geneva. 1998 Geneva. Then into 1999 Seattle. In which country is Seattle? Seattle is in which country? Yes, very correct. A lot of you are giving the correct answer. US. Yes, it's close to Canada border, but it's in US. Then fourth ministerial conference was held in Doha. Fourth ministerial conference was held in 2001 in Doha. Doha. In which country is Doha? In which country is Doha? Yes, Qatar. Qatar is also, is going to host 2018 2018 Football World Cup. Yes, absolutely correct. So, every question we will try to find out 3-4 datas. So that, even if we practice 70 questions, we may have a data of around 200 questions. So 2018 Qatar. Sorry, 2022 Qatar, 2018 Russia. Absolutely correct. So fifth ministerial conference in 2003. Fifth ministerial conference in 2003 in Cancun. Cancun. Where is Cancun? Cancun is in which country? Cancun is in which country? Yes, Mexico. Kush Kapoor, it's not in Paraguay. No, a lot of you are giving US. Somebody is giving China also. अच्छा नाम कैंकन देख के लग रहा है कि चाइना में है. Then the next was held in 2005. Next was held in 2005 in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is in which country? Yes, Doha is the capital of Qatar and it's going to host 2022 World Cup. Hong Kong is in which country? Okay, I've got an answer. Bangkok also. Hong Kong is in Bangkok. Now, many of you must be having a doubt that what is actually Hong Kong. A number of you get confused. 2022 World Cup, Devina. 2022 Football World Cup. Now, Hong Kong is in, actually, the point is, Hong Kong was with Britain till 1997. Till 1997, it was with Britain. But after that, it has been transferred to China for a 50-year period when Hong Kong will be a separate country from China, but their defense and foreign policy will be regulated. Their defense and many other things have been regulated by China. So they say one nation, two system. Their system is different. In Hong Kong, there is democracy. Till 1997, it was with UK. And in 2047, it will amalgamate into in China. In 2047, the country of Hong Kong will amalgamate into China. And the similar is the condition of Macau. You must have also heard about a city called Macau. It is actually the same status as Hong Kong. The Portuguese used to be in Macau and British used to be in Hong Kong. Macau is also in the same state. It will also go into China after 50 years. So China and Macau are special administrative regions in China. Right now they have a separate country status, but they will amalgamate into the country by 2050, you may say. So Geneva is the correct answer here. I have given you up to 2005-6. So we move on to question number 7. What is the number of judges in International Court of Justice? What is the number of judges in International Court of Justice? Yes, I'm getting the options. A lot of you are giving the answers. Yes, I have enough answers. Okay, fine. So we have around, so very few have actually, a lot of people have not actually answered the question. Now come on, if it's nice to see that a lot of you have actually not answered the question. If you don't know, just do not answer the question. So 32% have answered B as the correct option, and that is the correct. 15. The maximum is 32%. They have answered 15 as the correct answer, and that is actually the correct answer. So any other information about ICJ? Where is ICJ located? Where is ICJ located? Hague. Yes. Hague is in which country? Hague is in which country? Some of you are telling it is in Holland. Some of you are telling it is in Netherlands. Some of you are telling it is in Germany. What is the correct answer? अब सारे लोग नीदरलैंड्स बोलने लगे. कौन कौन कहता है हॉलैंड में है? वेल हाँ, कई लोग कह रहे हैं नो, हॉलैंड में नहीं है, नीदरलैंड में है. गुड, बहुत होशियार लोग हैं हमारे अगल बगल. नाउ फॉर मोस्ट ऑफ यू, हॉलैंड इज सेम एज नीदरलैंड. हॉलैंड पुराना नाम था, नीदरलैंड नया नाम है. सो हेग इज इन हॉलैंड और नीदरलैंड, यू कैन से द ऑरेंज कंट्री. वी से even in cricket we say they wear orange clothes. In football, last year the Dutch team had reached the finals also. They are the orange team. Yes, they are very good at hockey also. And they always, whenever they play India in cricket match, they have never won, but they always give an impression that they can win sometime. If you remember, they had defeated England in the 2020 World Cup match in 2009. Yes, Dirk Nannes, the astonishing player. And if you remember, Kolkata Knight Rider player is also from Holland, Rand and Descartes. Well, so Hague. Now, one more important data. There is this called, the place is called Peace Palace. The place is called Peace Palace. It has been a question in some of the GK competitions that Peace Palace is famous for. Now, Peace Palace hosts International Court of Justice. Peace Palace hosts International Court of Justice, and it was formed and established in 1945 when UN was born. When UN was born. So ICJ, Peace Palace in Hague, Netherlands, 1945 established. There is somebody says there is a law school at ICJ. वहाँ पे खाने पीने का सामान भी तो मिलता होगा, तो कैंटीन भी होगी, बहुत चीज होंगे वहाँ पे. Well, right now we know who is the one Indian judge at ICJ. There is an Indian judge right now in ICJ. What is his name? Yes, Justice Dalveer Bhandari. Justice Dalveer Bhandari is there at ICJ. Now, one more question. How many judges have been there at ICJ from India till now? How many judges have been there at ICJ from India? The correct answer is 4. The correct answer is 4. Yes. And what is the tenure of ICJ judge? What is the tenure of judge at International Court of Justice? No, there is no fixed tenure. There is actually no fixed tenure. There have been judges which have stood there for 11 years. There have been judges which have been there for 16 years. So, well, if they retire at their they retire according to the age specified there, so they have to resign. So, in all, 15 judges, International Court of Justice at Hague, Netherlands, 4 Indian judges, 1945 established. Next question. Who gave the title Sardar to Vallabhbhai Patel? Vallabhbhai Patel Yes, I can see the answers. 5 more seconds you can take. 5 more seconds. Yes, most of you are giving the correct answer. I can see that. Yes, around 40% of you have given the answer as M.K. Gandhi, that is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. And that is the correct answer, Mohandas. You know, after which Satyagraha was he given the title of Sardar? After which Satyagraha he was given the title of Sardar? You know, which, no, not after annexation. Annexation was like, it was when India was united by the efforts of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He is called Iron Man of India. Some say that he is called Bismarck of India. It actually was after Bardoli Satyagraha. Bardoli Satyagraha. Bardoli Satyagraha, he was given the title of Sardar. So around 40% of you gave the correct answer. Very good. So a lot of you are actually aware of the Indian history or Indian historical facts. Very good to see that. लग रहा है इसी देश के लोग बैठ के एग्जाम दे रहे हैं इस समय. Well, you must have heard about a tragic case in Delhi day before yesterday, 3 days back. Well, I've received some of the emails also from the students condemning that incident, a very, very sad incident for the nation. Of course, one must give at least 30-second prayer or a 1-minute prayer in the name of the victim, and hopefully she recovers very soon. We in this class, at least we together, some hundreds of students, around 1,000 students together can pray for her speedy recovery and justice for the justice for the girl. Of course, I just received one more tweet in my mobile that was regarding her status from Times of India. So hopefully she recovers very soon. Yes, whatever, she may not be able to lead a normal life, she will certainly such things people get over, and she will be a successful human being as well as a successful, she was a paramedical student, she may be a successful medical or a doctor sometime. Hopefully, we may have our luck with him, we may have our best wishes with him. Okay, fine, we come back to the class. So, Mahatma Gandhi is the correct answer. And after Bardoli Satyagraha, he was given the title of Sardar. Which river is mentioned most in the Vedas? Which river is mentioned most in the Vedas? Ganga river, Sindhu river, Brahmaputra river, Yamuna river. Yes, a lot of you are giving the answer, and I could see a lot of answers, and a lot of answers are actually wrong. Most of you have marked as Ganga as the correct answer, but Ganga is not. Sindhu is the correct answer. ब्रह्मपुत्र और यमुना का तो कोई सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता. ब्रह्मपुत्र में कहाँ कोई तिब्बत में जाके इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन या वेदास थोड़ी ना बसाए थे वहां पे. तो ब्रह्मपुत्र कैन नॉट बी द पॉइंट. देन Yamuna, of course, a tributary of Ganga. Now, Ganga is not the answer. Sindhu is the answer. Sindhu is the name of which river? Sindhu is the name of which river? Yes, one of the students says nahi batana. Very correct. He is absolutely correct about this. If you don't know, you must not know this. It's such an easy point. I would not say it. Okay, some of you are still writing Yamuna. Okay, fine. Indus River, absolutely correct. Indus River. And in the Vedas, it has been mentioned about the river system in Punjab. Vedic system in Punjab, and if you read about something about the Vedic rivers, you will find that area of Punjab, Haryana, the Pakistan side Punjab, and together was very well established at that time. So these rivers are very much mentioned, and the Rig Vedic rivers, the Vedic rivers they call it. Now question number 10. What is the cause of goiter? What is the cause of goiter? Yes, I could see a number of answers. Very good. 10th question. Well, most of you have given the correct answer. It's nice to see. Around 60% of the students have given the right answer. Well, अगर ये 40 वाले भी क्यों गलत दिए हो, that is the main point. No, right now the figure is increasing. It's actually around 68%. So close to 70% have given the answer. So iodine deficiency is the correct answer. Should not explain much. You know, the thyroid gland which secretes thyroxine. Thyroxine is secreted by thyroid gland. And in which part of the body is thyroid gland situated? In which part of the body is thyroid gland situated? Yes, it's in the throat. So it secretes thyroxine. If it over secretion of thyroxine results in gigantic size, under secretion of thyroxine results in small size. A man can be a dwarf, and over secretion may result to a giant. Generally we say, कई बार मजाक में बोलते हैं कि 2 thyroid gland होंगे बहुत लंबे लंबे लोगों के, maybe 6.5 or 7 feet tall, but you know that is over secretion of thyroxine. And the correct answer is iodine deficiency. When the iodine is deficient, it actually impairs the growth, and due to some of the because for the proper functioning of thyroid gland, we need iodine, and iodine is mostly supplied through which food material that we eat? Iodine is supplied through which material that we eat? Yes, it is supplied through salt. That is why it is said that iodized namak khana chahiye. If you remember, Doordarshan pe DD1 used to show one of the ad, iodized namak. So iodine is very important a component in a salt, and it helps in the growth of thyroid gland, which helps in curing iodine deficiency. So we got enough information about goiter. Question number 11. Which country is called the sugar bowl of the world? Very easy question. If you see the hints, नॉर्थ कोरिया, जापान, इनमें से भी कोई हो सकता है. अच्छा, कई लोग मेरे कहने से फंस गए हैं. जापान भी कई लोग मारना शुरू कर दिए हैं. उन्हें लग रहा है कि जापान में चीनी उगती है. जापान में कुछ भी नहीं उगता है, ध्यान रखना. जापान डजंट हैव इनफ फर्टाइल लैंड. So a lot of students have actually started to give North Korea and Japan also. The correct answer is Cuba, and I could see 80% of the people have. I could see 80% of the people have given the correct answer as Cuba. 80% of the students have given as. So for the 20% who could not give this as the correct answer, just think about the point. It is very bad if you are not able to answer this question. You know, sir, this question was the easiest so far, and a lot of students have actually given the answer. So those who could not give, just get the point that they have to work a bit harder. This was a very easy question, a fitter for everyone. What is Maastricht Treaty associated with? What is Maastricht Treaty associated with? Yes, Maastricht Treaty is associated with what? I could see a number of correct answers actually, but still some of you are going on the wrong track. The correct answer is European Union. The correct answer is European Union. Maastricht Treaty culminated in the formation of European Union. Maastricht Treaty resulted in the formation of European Union. So, in which year was Maastricht Treaty signed? In which year was Maastricht Treaty signed? 1992. 1992. In 1992 it was signed, and Maastricht is a town in Netherlands where this was signed. Maastricht is a town in Netherlands where this treaty was signed. Okay, absolutely fine with it. So I ask you a question. How many countries are there in European Union right now? How many countries are there in European Union right now? Various answers are coming. 27. 27. And what is the headquarter of European Union? What is the headquarter of European Union? Yes, it is Brussels. And in which city is European Parliament situated? In which city is European Parliament situated? बहुत सारे आंसर आ रहे हैं. डेवोस, हेग, जिनीवा. Yes, it's the first is actually the place is called Strasbourg. Strasbourg is in France. The meeting place of European Parliament in the most common is Strasbourg in France. Question number 13. Which winds flow in Alps mountain? Which winds flow in Alps mountain? Yes, I could see the answer. A number of you have given the answer. Yes, now the page has refreshed and I could see a lot of answers. No, still not many answers have come in front of me. Question number 13. Which winds flow in Alps mountain? A lot of you have marked it as not sure. Most of you have rather marked it as not sure. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is phone. Now why is it famous? Why is it famous? Now these type of winds are famous in some of the area because they are called snow eaters. When they come, generally they come during the windy season, winter season, when the temperatures are very down. And as these dry winds come, the temperatures go up due to adiabatic compression. If you for the science student, adiabatic process you must be remembering. For the normal, for the other batch students, for the other sector students, just remember this is a wind which comes when there is when the temperatures are very down, and this wind helps in bringing the temperature to the normal and snow starts to melt. And the Chinook is also a same kind of wind, but it is found in America. In US, the same wind is called Chinook. The same wind is called Chinook. And what is Harmattan? And what is Harmattan? Yes. What is Harmattan? Harmattan is a wind in West Africa and it is a very dusty wind. Harmattan is, but with Harmattan there is another profit that due to it is a very extremely dry wind. It has very it is very very it has a it is very very dusty, and also it brings the humidity down. It also brings the humidity down because it is a dry air, and that is why it is still said, it is still welcomed in Western Africa, but it brings a lot of dust, and along with it, it blows from Sahara. And you must be knowing about Loo in India, in the northern part of India. In the northern part of India, the Loo blows in the northern plains of UP, Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. So in these areas, you can find the effect of Loo during the summer season. So Chinook, Fohn, Harmattan and Loo. Fohn is the one. Fohn and Chinook are the same winds. Fohn blows in Switzerland, Chinook in North America, Harmattan in West Africa, Loo in India. Most common local winds of the world. Remember, these are called local winds. They are not planetary winds. They don't blow across the planet, but they blow in the local areas. So they are local winds. Question number 14. Which country is India's largest foreign trade partner in oil trade? Yes. 10 seconds over, 10 seconds more. Yes, I could see a number of correct answers in front of me. Absolutely correct. Most of you have given the correct answer actually. The correct answer has been Saudi Arabia. It has more than 20%, it has around 25% of India's oil trade with it. And South Arabia is which is the largest Indian partner in trade? Largest is China, then is UAE, then USA, and then Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia comes at 4th. USA and then Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia, a very important country with India. It provides it maintains a large oil supply to India. And second is Iraq. Iraq has recently become second. Iran is third, and UAE is not in the top 5 in the oil trade partners. So that is US. So first is China, then UAE, US, and Saudi Arabia. Yes, now Aditi, there has been some facts in which Kuwait has become third and Iran has become fourth, but it is yet to be verified. Aditi, just, I have also read in some of the way that Kuwait has become third, but the data is very, very close, so just do not worry about that. There will not be any question related to as close data. Question may be related to Saudi Arabia, Iran, because they are 1 and 2, but Saudi Arabia and Iraq. Iran is very close to Kuwait right now. So sanctions, there are a number of sanctions over Iran, and if and if it continues, then it may become further. Who is the first woman to become Prime Minister in the world? Who is the first woman to become Prime Minister in the world? Who is the first woman to become Prime Minister in the world? Question is difficult, but I have made the answer easy. Question is difficult. Yes, some of you have given the answer. Most of you are giving the answer as Margaret Thatcher, but it is wrong. This is the only record which is not with the Western countries in terms of democracy. It is the only record with the Asia in terms of democracy. The correct answer is Sri Mavo Bandaranaike. She became the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka in 1960. She became the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka in 1960. The land of Muthaiya Muralidharan. The land of Muthaiya Muralidharan. Sri Mavo Bandaranaike in 1960. and she has become altogether 3 times she has become the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. So Srimavo Bandaranaike, Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi, Benazir Bhutto. Now, respectively, all the 4 are the first Prime Minister of their countries. First women Prime Ministers of their countries. Margaret Thatcher for UK, Indira Gandhi for India, Benazir Bhutto for Pakistan. And Srimavo Bandaranaike, of course, with Sri Lanka, and also the first women state head of the world. Question number 16. Chilka Lake is located in which state of India? Chilka Lake, very famous lake, is located in which state of India? Yes, most of you have given the correct answer. 70% of you are correct, and I would not keep you guessing. The Orissa is the correct answer. Absolutely correct. Orissa is the correct answer. And you know which is the national park very close to Orissa, very close to Chilka Lake, and it is famous for one of the turtles also. Can you name it? Near to Chilka Lake, there is one very famous park. Okay, somebody has said Jim Corbett. Dear, Jim Corbett is in Uttarakhand. Are you... Arpit, sorry, what you are telling Simri Puri, it's not, it's actually Simlipal, but it is not close to that. So, okay, somebody says Bandarban. Wow, this is a name, Bandarban, first time I have heard. So, that is actually Sundarban, but that's in West Bengal. And West Bengal in some part is in Orissa. Yes, absolutely correct. Some of you have given it correct. Bhitarkanika. The name is Bhitarkanika, and it is famous for one of the turtles which are called Oliver Ridley turtles. Bhitarkanika. Bhitarkanika is close to it, and it is famous for Oliver Ridley turtles. Now, Oliver Ridley turtles are very much facing some dangers due to the excessive exploitation in the area. So Oliver Ridley turtles and Bhitarkanika is close to that. Bhitarkanika is close to Chilka Lake, and it is famous for Oliver Ridley turtles. Oliver Ridley turtles, remember, were very much in the news around 15 months back. You know, in the hatching season, in the egg laying season, you know, there was many a times their photos were there in the prominent Indian newspapers front page. So remember that, Bhitarkanika, Oliver Ridley, and Chilka Lake. Question number 17. In which year was the League of Nations formed? In which year was the League of Nations formed? 1914, 1919, 1939, 1945. Yes, I've started to get the answers. Yes, I can see a number of answers in front of me. Absolutely correct. I would say a lot of you have given the correct answers actually. Around 35% have given the correct answer. The correct answer is 1919. The correct answer is 1919. After the end of World War I, League of Nations was formed. And 1914 is the year when World War I started. 1939 is the year when World War II started. 1945 is the year when World War II ended. And 1919 is the year when World War I ended. So all the options are related to World War. 1914, 1919 World War I, 1939 to 1945 World War II, and 1919 is the year when League of Nations was established. Which were the prominent countries in the League of Nations? Which of the countries were prominent in League of Nations? Can you name them? No, Germany was not the one. Germany was a defeated country in World War I. The countries were UK, France, USA, and Canada. No, USSR was not a prominent one at that time. At that time, Russia was not a very prominent country. So these were the four main countries, and then, it was later joined by a number of countries, but they were the prominent four. And in 1945, this League of Nations was replaced by which organization? This organization was replaced by which organization in 1945? Yes, absolutely correct. United Nations Organizations, UN. UN replaced it in 1945, and in 1946, League of Nations ceased to be exist. In 1946, League of Nations was over, and then the Security Council was formed, in which 5 major members came: UK, France, USA, China, and Russia. The Asians also joined the bandwagon. Okay, question number 18. Who is the father of history? Who is the father of history? Who is the father of history? Remember, it is not Pluto, it is Plato. Yes, the correct answer is, yes, I could see only few of you gave the correct answer. No, not few, quite decent. Around 1/3 have given the correct answer, but still a lot of you have not answered. And I don't know what people are loving, why people are loving Aristotle. The correct answer is Herodotus. Herodotus, in ancient Greece, he is regarded as the father of history. He actually made a treatise of 22 books, which had all the data till that time. So that is why he is called the father of history. He was the first historian, they say. Well, there were many, we cannot say it first, but was the first prominent one. So Herodotus. No, one thing, many of you are telling that Aristotle is related to philosophy and Plato is related to wealth, poverty. I would say that when it comes to Aristotle and Plato, they are related to many of the subjects. Aristotle's and Plato's theory is used in political science. Their theory is used in philosophy. Their theory is used in sociology. Their theory is used in medicine also. So I would say when it comes to three names, Aristotle, Plato, and Karl Marx, do not just conclude that they are from politics or philosophy. These three have got their significances in almost all the human sciences. These three have got significance in almost all the human sciences. The analysis is on the basis of these three famous personalities in the history: Aristotle, Plato, and Marx. And if you know that, you must have heard about one more famous personality called Socrates. So Socrates is also very close to it. Socrates was also very close to it. But if you know that, for your interest, I would say Socrates was the teacher of Plato, and Plato was the teacher of what Plato was, and Aristotle was the follower of Plato. So Socrates. Now, if you are asking about Strabo, Strabo is also an ancient Greek who is also regarded as one of the famous philosopher and scientist at that time. So these, if you want to remember, I would say remember three names only: Aristotle, Plato, and Marx. That's it. Herodotus is the father of history. This question is here because it was asked in XAT 2004 or 5. Question number 19. Fahian came to India during which, during the reign of, during the reign of which ruler of India? Fahian came to India during the reign of which ruler of India? Yes, I have made it as a difficult question because of the options. Now remember, such questions will be there. So कई क्वेश्चन ऐसे होंगे जो हमको लग रहा होगा इंडिया से कॉमन है, बट ऑप्शंस उसको डिफिकल्ट बना देंगे. सिमिलरली कई क्वेश्चंस ऐसे होंगे जो लग रहे होंगे टफ, लेकिन उनके ऑप्शंस उनको इजी बना देंगे. सो माय आइडिया इज जस्ट हैव अ लुक एट द ऑप्शंस आल्सो. नाउ हियर ऑप्शंस आर नॉट वेरी इजी. Chandragupta II is the correct answer, who is famously called Chandragupta Vikramaditya. He is the one who is famously called Chandragupta Vikramaditya. It is the correct answer. His father was Samudragupta and his grandfather was Chandragupta I. His father was Samudragupta and his grandfather was yes, Vishal, some of these questions have included only around 5 to 7 such questions because in previous year's XAT questions there had been some static questions like this. So that is why we have included, so that in case we have 2-3 questions even. So this time we have not included many. Rather, out of 70 you will find around 35 questions from economics. From question number 31 we will start the economics area, which will move up to 61-62 questions. So okay, fine. Where is the next NAM summit scheduled to be held? Where is the next NAM summit scheduled to be held? Where is the next NAM summit scheduled to be held? Now, I still tell you, a lot of you, तुक्के वालों, तुक्का clear मत पारो. It can end up eating your marks. It can end up eating your marks. I could say still a lot of people are giving the correct answer. Correct answer is Venezuela. Venezuela is in which continent? Venezuela is in which continent? South Africa. The correct answer is South Africa. Yes, correct answer is South America. Some of you have written South Africa. No, the correct answer is South America. So, no, Brazil का दोस्त नहीं है Venezuela. Venezuela is next to Brazil, but Venezuela is very much anti-America and Brazil is pro-America. So Venezuela कहीं ज़्यादा दोस्त नहीं है. And yes, the actual factory of the Miss World. हमेशा top 5 में Venezuela से Miss Venezuela is always among the top 5. So very important country for many of us. So the president of this country is famous these days. He's who is the president of this country is famous these days? Yes, Hugo Chavez. He is undergoing cancer treatment these days and is expected that he may also die very soon because his cancer is malignant. Hugo Chavez. Let's move on to question 21. Mark the answer in 20 seconds. Which river in India among these passes through a rift valley? Mark your answers in 20 seconds. Yes, data is increasing every second. Most of you are not sure. Seeing the data, most of you are not sure. But still around 35% people have given the correct answer. Narmada. Narmada is in the Rift Valley. Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri are not in the Rift Valley, rather they are on the plains, and they have a origin at the top of the mountain. Narmada is rather flowing in the Rift Valley. The Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri are very old rivers. Narmada is not as old as them. Question number 22. What is the electric field inside a conductor? Previous year question, what is the electric field inside a conductor? Simple question, we should not explain, it is 0. It was a question once, so it is 0. As simple as that, do not try to ponder around, you know or you don't know. Question number 23. Through which country does the Tropic of Cancer does not pass? Through which country does the Tropic of Cancer does not pass? Yes, I could see a number of answers. Yes, today people are giving answers a bit slowly. Okay, now, as I told slowly, खूब सारे data एक साथ आ गए. Okay, लगता है connectivity में कोई problem होगी. So, there is a very close fight. People are confused between Mexico and Egypt. People are confused between Mexico and Egypt. Well, the correct answer is Yemen. Just do not worry. See the map. Correct answer is Yemen. Egypt is hot. India is hot. Bangladesh is hot. Sri Lanka is hot. Tropic of Cancer. What is the degree? What is the degree of this? It is 23.5 degree. 23.5 degree north. It passes through Mexico, Egypt and Oman. It doesn't pass through Yemen. Tropic of Capricorn is 23.5 degrees south. Which is the biggest imaginary line revolving the earth? Which is the biggest imaginary line revolving the earth? I hope most of you must be giving this as correct answer, and yes, I could see it was a setter. Around 80% I could see have given equator. Very good. जो नहीं mark very, very bad for the people who could not answer this question. This was such an easy answer. Question number 25. Arrange in chronological order of state formation. ये तीनों के तीनों स्टेट साथ साथ फॉर्म हुए थे लगभग, but what is the correct chronological order? Let's see what's the correct answer. Well, I could still see some of you are not even marking the answer. A lot of you are there who are not even marking the answer. So I would encourage them at least mark the answer. I have data that some students are not marking the answer. Well, the correct answer is CUG. That is CUJ, Common User Group, that is commonly called in mobile phones. I have remembered by this name: Chhattisgarh, Uttaranchal and Jharkhand. This is the order in which they are to be formed. Some of you are not marking the answer. Nikhil, you must have entered the class late. You see in the chat box there is a link. Click on the link and mark the answers in the EOMR sheet so that I can get the maximum data. So, top management of a company is involved in. Top management of a company is involved in. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is planning. If you have been in any company, you can see this phenomena. The top management is involved in planning. So most of you have given this answer as the correct. Very nice. Around, I would say around 70 people not, 70% have given the correct answer. A lot of you have actually given the correct answer. Absolutely fine. Very good to see the result. Yes, Nikhil, you have the link here again posted by Arpit Bajpai, and you can click on the link and start answering the questions. Who measures the national income in India? Who measures the national income in India? Now almost we are going into the economics part. We have a continuous question of around 30 questions of economics, and some are very difficult also. So I would see your economic matter. Now who estimates? 27 question. Well, there has been a confusion between two answers, I guess, rather three answers. People are confused between CSO, CSI and FCI. Remember, what is ISI? Indian Statistical Institute. Indian Statistical Institute. Well, most of you have given the correct answer as CSI, but it is not. The correct answer is CSO, Central Statistics Office. CSO estimates, as it is commonly called. No, Shamit, there will not be any break because, if you want, we can be discussing about for 1 minute, but breaks cannot be. So, CSO, Central Statistics Department, that is, of course, organization. Abhishek Bansal corrected me. I think by mistake I told it office. So thanks, Abhishek. It's actually Central Statistics Organization. I might have told it. So FCI is Fertilizer Corporation of India. Who has written Geet Govind? Geeta Govind. Who has written Geet Govind? Who has written Geet Govind? Yes, absolutely correct. The correct answer is Geet Govind was written by Jaydev. Geet Govind was written by Jaydev. I could see most of you have given the correct answer as C. Kabir Das, and some of you have given it Tulsidas also, and a lot of you have not attempted, but none of these was given by very few people, only around 30% of the total. 3 out of 10 must have given more. Which river cuts the equator twice? Which river cuts the equator twice? Which of them have corrected? Let me see what's the statistics in front of me. Yes, I could see a lot of you are giving the correct answer. Yes, absolutely correct. I could find around 40% people. Congo is the correct answer. Congo cuts the equator twice. Congo is in which country? Congo River is in which country? Yes, it's in Congo. Country is also called Congo, but remember, there are two Congos. Actually, the Congo, which we are talking about, is DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, and there is one more which is called ROC, that is Republic of Congo. So remember the difference. The ROC is a small country near to DRC. It was earlier, this country together was called Zaire. Earlier this country was called Zaire. If you remember Zaire. Now, who painted the fresco ceiling of the famous Sistine Chapel during 1508 to 1512? Who painted the fresco ceiling of the famous Sistine Chapel during 1508 to 1512? Yes, I could see a lot of correct answers. The correct answer is Michelangelo. A lot of you have not even attempted this question. Yes, so correct answer is Michelangelo. Now we are moving into the full economics area. Another 30 questions will be from economics and are mostly related to the current areas. So let me see how many of you are ready with the current affairs, and if you want, you can take a break of 1 minute, I could say. 1 मिनट जरा हाथ पाँव घुमा लो. कई लोग बैठे बैठे थक गए होंगे. जरा पैर वैर निकाल लो, हाथ पाँव घुमा लो, पैर निकाल लो. किसी को पानी पीना है, इफ यू वांट यू कैन हैव अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर. वैसे इस सर्दी में कहाँ से ग्लास ऑफ वाटर मिल रहा है, जरूरत ही कहाँ है. ऑफ कोर्स आवर फ्रेंड्स फ्रॉम साउथ इंडिया, well, it must still be hot in Chennai. Chennai has 3 seasons, hot, hotter, hottest. तो इस समय hot season चल रहा है, of course not the hottest one. Yes, in Bangalore also it is cold. Yeah, Jeet, I will be there in Bangalore very soon. I will be there in Bangalore very soon. The Whitefield area. In Jamnagar it's too hot. अब भाई ये वैसी जगह ही है. Yes, Kush Kapoor, we will just proceed in 1 minute. Yes, Rajat, NAM summit, it is an online movement summit. This time it was held in Tehran. ऑयल रिफाइनरी में थक गए हैं. जामनगर में मैंने सुना ही नहीं कि कुछ और भी है, सिर्फ वहाँ ऑयल रिफाइनरी है. Why NAM happens? ये तो NAM is actually an organization, very important organization. It was very important in 1960s. अंग्रेज देख के भी आज तक यही सोचते हैं कि ये NAM होता ही क्यों है, बट अब होता है क्योंकि इंडिया, इंडोनेशिया, यूगोस्लाविया, इजिप्ट, इंडोनेशिया, इन्होंने मिलकर एक फॉर्म किया था. द NAM was a group which was against any grouping of US or USSR. So NAM they were not aligned towards anyone. Yes, sir, Narendra Modi will be back, not Shankar Singh Waghela. How do I remember so much? मैं बचपन से च्यवनप्राश खाता था रोज. Yes, डाबर का च्यवनप्राश. Till when this session will continue? If you are not in Delhi, you are safe. Do not worry. Enjoy the session. India yearbook is very extensive. India yearbook is very, very extensive. Do not read that. It is very, very wide. For that, there will be more sessions, but it will be informed to you on the web. MBA इसलिए नहीं की क्योंकि काम ही नहीं करना चाहते थे. कौन रात रात बैठ के काम करेगा यार. Yes, let's see what we do with GDPI, but soon we'll be. No, I'm not a pumpkin. I'm fit, but I cannot work up to two from right from 8. But there are many other things where we can actually help healthily and with interest you can do. One must pursue his interest. अब मेरा इंटरेस्ट कहीं और था तो मैं इंटरेस्ट अपनी जगह पे लगा रहा था. Some books for GK for another 15 days I would not recommend. I would say, yes, I would say, solve as many questions as possible. No, yearbook for Pratyogita Darpan is very, very wide. It will be very, very important. It will be very, very wide and it is very, very voluminous. It will be very important for you to remember. ये CBS क्या है? CBS is I know CBS is one of the TV channels in US. But is there any other thing? CBS? A lot of you are, actually writing it very, very quickly. So बहुत तेजी से ऊपर जा रहा है. Some of the questions I could not read even. Chat window is moving very, very soon. Yeah, Pearson is a very good book for GK and its latest version. I have seen it. They have further improved it. So if you want, you can take it Pearson. But for not the next 15 days, I actually discourage that. Pearson is static book and current affairs is very important for today's exams. All the exams. Chandragupta 2's granta was Chandragupta 1. Now, there is no good book for GDPI, I would still say. For GDPI, read newspapers and see the news channels every day at night. See for half an hour, 45 minutes. You will get a number of points to remember. There is a technique called Shruti. Shruti, what is the meaning of Shruti? जब आप सुन के आप याद रखते हो. Shruti and Smriti. That is the best thing I would say for GDPI. सुन के याद करो. See the news bulletins at night. Those who are going to prepare for GDPI, I would say see at least 1 hour full. 1 hour full. Maybe NDTV, maybe Times Now, whatever you like. If you see, yes, my mail will be given at the end of the session. Just do not worry. So we are back. So let's be back. We start from question number 31. So, which of the following is not correct in increasing financial inclusions? Which of the following is not correct in increasing financial inclusion? I hope you must be knowing what is financial inclusion. Yes, I see the answers in front of me. अचानक ही बहुत सारे लोग आंसर देना ही बंद कर दिए. Now look at this. Few of you are giving the answer right now. Not sure वालों की नंबर्स बहुत तेजी से बढ़ रहे हैं. So I could see a number of answers, but very slowly the numbers have increased. For these questions, you will get around 30%. Around 30-second time. So one of the student has marked all the answers and not sure. One student has marked all the answers and not sure. The data is captured very, accurately by this new software, I would say. So, कुछ भी गलत मत करो, नहीं पकड़ा जाओगे. Well, I could see now some answers are there. Ankita Saxena says that it is an awesome software. लगता है इन्होंने ही मार्क किया, यही लोग पकड़ा गए लगता है. Well, what is the correct answer? The correct answer is option B. 1, 2, and 3. Sorry. I would not say B. Select the correct answer, which is not correct. Yes, absolutely correct. The question is not correct. So, opening educational centers, this is for educational inclusion, not for the financial inclusion. Opening wealth management centers by Citibank certainly will not increase financial inclusion. Khan Commission gave report on financial inclusion? No. Eradication of poverty? Eradication of poverty? No. And Khan Commission gave report on financial inclusion? This is correct. So overall, these three options are wrong, and this fourth option is correct. So which are incorrect? 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you want, you can write. I have written a note for this question. Financial inclusion is the delivery of financial services at affordable costs. If you want, you can write one line for this. Financial inclusion is the delivery of financial services at affordable costs to sections of disadvantaged and low income segments of society. I will repeat once again. Financial inclusion is the delivery of financial services at affordable costs to sections of disadvantaged and low income segments of society. So if we see that 1, 2, and 3 certainly not the one. By opening educational centers, we cannot improve financial inclusion. Second, opening wealth management centers by Citibank. Citibank is a very wealthy bank, and the services are costly. And those in such banks, if you manage, generally very high costs are there. And eradication of poverty. Again, not eradication of poverty, so we cannot directly increase financial inclusion. It may then result in financial inclusion in some of the people, but it is not a direct cause. And Khan Commission gave report on financial inclusion. So correct answer is B. Question number 32. Which of the following dimension is not used in gender inequality index? Which of the following dimension is not used in gender inequality index? Remember the point, not used. Which of the following dimension is not used in the gender inequality index? Reproductive health, empowerment, labor market participation. Well, I could see the answer. Most of you have given A as the correct answer. One only, gender inequality. Well, these questions seems to be tough. A lot of you are unable to answer. Well, the correct answer is none of the above. That is, all the three are included to measure gender inequality index. So, idea is gender inequality में तीनों आते हैं. Now, gender inequality index, it was introduced in 2010. Remember, it was introduced in 2010 with the United Nations Development Program. UNDP had included it in 2010. UNDP, United Nations Development Program, had included in 2010. So, in the end, what gender inequality gives? It gives the loss of opportunities. Loss of opportunities. That is where, how women loses the work opportunities because of certain measures. And because of these three reasons, a lot of women loses the opportunity. Which of the following, next question, which of the following can be associated with Gini coefficient? You must be knowing Gini coefficient. Inequality से related होता है. So, which of the following is associated with Gini coefficient? Try to see the answers, try to watch the options carefully. I would recommend you to watch the options carefully. Question seems to be easy sometime, but it's not very easy a lot of time. बहुत लोग आंसर अब मार्क ही नहीं कर रहे हैं इधर. Yes, now I have got enough data to say. Now, remember, national income equality it is written. It is not national income equality. It is actually individual income equality. Individual income equality. So, the whole point was Gini coefficient. It shows income inequality, but individual income inequality, not the national. Then Lorentz curve, it is there. And yes, I know spelling mistake is there a bit, but yes, I know the spelling mistake part, but it is Lorentz curve, and then education system certainly not. The point is, correct answer is option 2. No, Varun, right now I cannot see the individual answers. There is a whole compilation. It is very difficult to see individual answer, but if only one is there, then it's visible. So the correct answer is option 2 only. Question number 34. Which of the following is a part of national manufacturing policy? Remember, recently India has in the last financial year, India launched national manufacturing policy, and which of the following is the part of it? Yes, answers have started to come. Not sure ज़्यादा है और आंसर देने वाले भी कम थे. Yes, the data has started to gather up. Yes, take your time. It will take 10 seconds to read the options first. Take your time. Yes, now I have got, I think, a lot of data with me. कई लोगों ने trick पकड़ ली. Actually, the answer is B. You know, in such questions, I actually keep most of the answers as correct so that you can get some data to take home. So 100 million jobs, and remember, many of you may be linking it to the whole manufacturing sector. So that is, you know, manufacturing sector it is not the industry sector. When you say secondary sector, it is the industry together. It is manufacturing only I am talking about. So 100 million additional jobs, enhance global competitiveness of Indian manufacturing, and 20% of GDP by 2022. Many of you must be thinking that right now it is 28% or 25 तक क्यों ले जाना चाहते हैं? 28 is the contribution of whole secondary sector. Now India is aiming for 25% only by manufacturing. Remember that. Question number 35. Arrange the following countries in the order of decreasing steel production. Arrange the following countries in the order of decreasing steel production. Yes, I could see now the answer, a number of answers in front of me. Which one is the one? So I could see most of you have been confused between A and C. A and C. It means that all of you regard China as the largest, but say that Japan is the second largest. So some of you say Japan is the second largest or India is the second largest. But well, the data is a bit different. What the data says, I will present you the data rather. China actually manufactures or produces about 683 million tons of steel. Then comes Japan, 107. So, you know, just see the difference. Then comes United States with 86. And then comes India with 72 million tons. So, I hope you got the answer and you got the difference between our the size of the dragon and size of India. Dragon is almost 10 times larger than us. So, very, very big difference. And it's almost like the difference between England and India during the last Test match series. As if we were playing in their home country and India was pummeled down. So the correct answer is, I hope you know, correct answer is C option. China, Japan, USA, India. Who is a bull in the share market? Easy one. जल्दी से आंसर दे दो. इसमें देर मत लगाना सब लोग. देखो अभी सारे सर तुरंत आंसर देंगे. अच्छा, one of the student has marked A, B, C, D as answers in different questions. 40 से लेके 43 तक अलग अलग में आंसर मार्क कर दिए हैं. 40 से लेके 42 क्वेश्चंस में, 44 में. कौन है ये, जरा हाथ उठाओ. 40 से लेके 44 में A, B, C, D मार्क करके छोड़ दिया है कि बाद में देखा जाऊंगा. Okay, so one who anticipates fall in the value of stocks is the correct answer, right? Who is the bull in the market? Bull in the market is the one who anticipates that the share market will fall. I was just checking कि कितने लोग सुन रहे हैं, कितने लोग नहीं सुन रहे हैं. Well, of course it is correct. So this is wrong. The correct answer is one who anticipates rise in the value of stocks. ठीक है? So one who anticipates rise in the value of stocks, and I could see most of you have given the right answer. Congratulations to most of you. Rather, almost 90% of the students have given this as correct. So right now, what is the actual trend in the market these days? It's bullish or bearish? बॉम्बे वालों और गुजरात वालों जल्दी से बताओ, भाव बढ़ रहा है, भाव कम हो रहा है? भाव बढ़ रहा है आजकल, मार्केट तो ऊपर जा रहा है. बट इफ यू सी ओवर अ 2-year period, द मार्केट हैज रिमेन्ड स्टैग्नेंट, नॉट वेरी मच रिटर्न्स, but of late since last 3 months it has a bullish trend because most of the mutual funds have started to give good returns now. So, and of course, no, not the low base effect right now. Low base effect of some of the mutual funds, but not all. We'll discuss it about it later then. Question number 37. Which of the following is a method used in disinvestment? Which of the following is a method used in disinvestment? Yes, 37 question. Jaldi se mark karo answer. Now started, answers have started to come now. Most of you are rather not sure right now. I see the data. Now answers have started to come. The maximum number of answers is being given to yes, most of you have given the correct answer as 1, 2, 3, and some of you has given as 2, 3, 4. So, but what is the correct answer? Correct answer is all of the above. All of the above are the methods used in this investment. When IPO is issued, what does it mean? They disinvest their terms. They actually, what is the IPO? No, what is, when a company, many of you must be arguing कि IPO कैसे हुआ, तो investment हुआ. Whose investment? Investment of the public. It is जिसको अपनी कंपनी बेचनी होगी, जिसको अपनी कंपनी में स्टेक्स कम करने होंगे, वो IPO निकाल देगा, तो उससे उसका स्टेक तो कम ही हो जाएगा. Are you getting the point? When people will invest, the share of the promoter will decrease and share of the people will increase. So that is the way of disinvestment. So you are disinvesting. Suppose you have your own company. Yes. Institutional placement program is directly they place, they don't come in the market, rather they go in, rather a group of institutions actually come together and they bid for the stake in the company. And offer for sale, as you know, is directly clear. What is offer for sale? Offer for sale, it is directly when the company is ready to be uh, sold out. Or further public offering is when suppose there is money needed in the company, they further want to divest. That also can be done. Question number 38. So last one, all of them were correct. In which of the following industries no private participation is allowed? In which of the following industries in which of the following industries no private participation is allowed? Shipping, railways, waterways, highways. Well, I could see a number of answers, and I think a lot of people are confused between A and C. 2 and 2, 3 both. So, well, most of you are sure about railways, I guess. Most of you are sure about railways. Well, railways is the only one. So, railways is the only option. अरे ममता दीदी गई अब, ममता दीदी भगवान को प्यारी हो गई वहां. So 2 only is the correct answer. Question number 39. Select the correct sequence in descending order the share of states in the tax devolution awarded by 13th Financial Commission. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is A. I will give you the devolution chart. It is economics and polities related, and rather most of you preferred not to answer this question. The correct chart, if you want, you may note it down the answers. The UP gets share of 19.7%. Bihar gets a share of 10.9%. West Bengal 7.27. Yes, what is tax devolution? Ankita, those who don't know, of course can listen. You know, Union Government of India actually collects most of the taxes. So what is, some of the taxes actually originate in the state, but are collected by Union Government. So Union Government devolves those taxes among the people, and that is related on infrastructure and largely on population, and there are 4 factors together, and together that is, population is the most dominant factor, and on this basis UP gets 19.7%, 10.9%, 7.27% for West Bengal. Then 4th is actually Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh gets 6.94%. Then 5th is Rajasthan. Rajasthan gets 5.86%. And 6th is Maharashtra. Maharashtra gets 5.2%. So these are the top 6 states: UP, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan and Maharashtra. और पंजाब खुद कमा रहा है यार, पंजाब को क्या जरूरत है? Which of the following is or are the part of impossible trinity. Now there is something very common term called impossible trinity. Means all these three cannot be maintained together. What is the correct answer? Correct answer is A. Fixed exchange rate, full convertibility in capital account, and independent monetary policy. Now why this? I have given this question recently. This was in the news because in India it was impossible. It was getting impossible to means to even actually maintain both 1 and 2. So the 3 together is called impossible trinity. Just note it down if you want. We move on to question number 41. Now recently something has happened. A recent legislation has changed the priority sector lending target. Now what is the correct answer regarding this? Now recently a legislation was brought which has changed the priority sector lending issues. On this basis, mark the correct answer. The correct answer is B. Now my question is asked about incorrect about the priority sector lending. Incorrect. So only first one is correct. 2 and 3 both are incorrect. 2 and 3 both are incorrect. So for public sector banks, priority lending target is right now 40%. Priority lending sector is, to certain areas, Government of India has fixed that banks have to lend to certain areas. So now legislation has come. If a foreign bank is having more than 20 branches, then they will be treated as like an Indian bank. Their target will be 40%. Indian private banks already have a target of 40%. And for foreign sector banks above 20 branches, 40%. For less than 20 branches, 32%. Yes, Nishit Tripathi, all the values are 40%. For the foreign banks less than 20 banks, it is less than 20 branches, it is to 32%. So the only two figures, 40 and 32. Which of the following help in implementing self-help group bank linkage program for microfinance? Recently, these groups are very important nowadays for microfinance institutions. Which of them help? To increase that. Now, all correct answer is option D. The correct answer is option D. For you have marked because just to know that because all the three help in the rural area, all the three are present in the rural area. So remember, anything related to self-help group or microfinance, these three are the banks which will help in the programs. Any government program for the rural areas related to banking, remember these three will always be there. So my idea from this question was to give you an idea कि ये तीन हमेशा रहेंगे. तो कभी क्वेश्चन सिर्फ कमर्शियल बैंक्स को लेके आए या सिर्फ आरआरबीज को लेके आए या सिर्फ कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स को, you must be clear with the answer. Okay, are you fit with it? Option D. I could not even see how many of you have corrected this. Now I guess, as I have told, most of you have got it correct. Yes, I could see most of you got it correct. So move on to question number 43. Again same. Now the financial agency in the decreasing order of the issuing credit to agricultural and allied activities. Now these three banks, as I have told you, are already there in the rural sector. Now I want, the point is, in the decreasing order of issuing credit. In the decreasing order of issuing credit. I would give you approximate percentages of this so that it may be helpful for your data. Around 70% for commercial banks, around 11% for regional rural banks and around 19% by cooperative banks. So I hope the data is clear. Now remember, in all the government programs, generally this is the ratio, that commercial banks are higher, then are the cooperative banks, and then is the regional rural banks. So idea is, in most of them, this is the ratio they maintain. Question number 44. Which of the following is or are RBI regulated non-banking financial institutions? RBI regulated non-banking financial institutions. Yes, now the answers have started to come. Now, which of these are non-banking financial institutions? 1, 2, and 4. And 2, 3, and 5 are actually the commercial banks. PNB and ICICI are the commercial banks. These 4 are the, rest of the 3 are the NBFIs. And which one I have not written? There is one more apart from this, which is called National Housing Bank. National Housing Bank is the 4th NBFI. There are only 4 NBFIs, non-banking financial institutions. Yes, it is clear from the name, non-banking financial institutions. They are not involved in the banking. They are the financial institutions managed by the government, but they are not in the direct banking activities. So there are 4 altogether. Altogether there are 4, 1, 2, and 4, and one more is National Housing Bank. NHB is called National Housing Bank. Now, question number 45. Mutual funds of which of the following section mobilize the maximum resource in India? Mutual funds of which of the following section mobilize the maximum resource in India? Easy question. कौन से म्यूचुअल फंड का सबसे ज्यादा नाम सुनते हो? Just get the point. कौन से म्यूचुअल फंड का सबसे ज्यादा नाम सुनते हैं? And that is the one. Private sector. UTI doesn't. UTI was one of the best before 1995. इतने सारे स्कैम्स हो चुके हैं यूटीआई के नाम पे, कहाँ यूटीआई में पैसे रह गए हैं, बहुत कम लोग डालते हैं. You know, if you remember UTI, it was involved in many scams. So correct answer is private. You know, if you see the data, almost 90% of the resources is mobilized by the private. Question number 46. Which of the following countries has the highest per capita GDP and PPP? Remember PPP. PPP is what? Purchasing power parity. Purchasing power parity. Question is easy. थोड़ा दिमाग लगाओ. Per capita GDP. Per capita is per person. Per capita is per person. It is per person. Yes, I could see most of the answers coming right now in front of me. Some of you are not attempting now some of the questions. ठीक है, थोड़ी उंगलियां दर्द हो रही होंगी, बट अब भाई स्वर्ग पाना है तो मरना पड़ेगा, पहले ही बोल चुका हूं मैं. Well, the point is, correct answer is Japan. Japan was a very easy choice in this. Very easy choice. Japan is the only developed country in this. Developed country मतलब क्या होता है? जिनकी per capita income high होती है. Whose per capita GDP is high. So Japan is the country which has the highest, which is a developed country. All rest of the three, China and India, are of course low developing, and Russia is still not developed. Now it's in the higher developing area by the yes, Japan is facing recession, but still still its per capita income is very high, क्योंकि recession में बहुत heavy recession नहीं है, almost equal. So they are stagnant, but their production was very high in 1990s. It's among the developed countries. Yes, even among the, yes, absolutely correct, Nikhil. Even among the developed countries, it is one of the highest. So Japan has low population but has low area also. They are a very hard-working nation. Question number 47. Which of the following statement is or are correct? Market turnover of NSE is more than BSE. Market turnover of NSE is more than BSE. Market capitalization of NSE is more than the double of BSE. बीएससी में सिर्फ 30 है, किसी ने गलत बोला है. Now what's the correct answer? Now market turnover is the daily transactions that they do. Now daily transaction of NSE is certainly more than Bombay. No, not because of an Nifty 50, BSE 30. Those are the prominent 50 and 30. Actually, they have more than 1,000 companies around. The market capitalization of NSE is more than double of Bombay Stock Exchange. Market capitalization is the total value of shares present on the stock exchange. Is the total value of shares present on the stock exchange. Total value of the shares of the companies listed on the stock exchange. So, market, it is almost equal. NSE and BSE is almost equal. Of course, my point is more than double. It is certainly not. It is equal almost. Market turnover is the volume, they say, which is, of course, turnover is the daily transaction they register. So NSE is more than Bombay Stock Exchange. NSE in Bandra is more than Bombay Stock Exchange in Dalal Street. So one only is the correct answer. Let's move on to question number 48. NSE and BSE, what is the difference? They are different stock exchange, that is it. Now for stock exchanges, we'll have to study about it. If you want it, Michael, you can stay after the class. We can discuss 1 or 2 lines about it. In which of the following countries would you find functioning stock exchanges? In which of the following countries would you find functioning stock exchanges? Let's see. थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगाओ, आंसर आ जाएगा. Use your sense. For a stock exchange, functioning stock exchange, the country should be company should be promoting open trade, listing, capitalism, private capitalism. Cuba is still a socialist grand country, North Korea is. Russia and China are not. They both have functioning stock exchanges. China and Russia both. No, they have a series. Of course, Russia's Moscow is the most prominent and China's Shanghai is the most prominent. But they have a series of prominent stock exchanges. What do we call Russia's stock exchange? You know, its index is RT something. Just a second. If I remember. RTS, I guess, is the, yes, I have confirmed it, it's RTS. Question number 49. Which of the following statements is or are correct? The compound annual growth of Indian exports was higher in 2000s than in 1990s. The compound annual growth of Indian imports was higher in 2000s than in 1990s. Which of the above are correct? It's an easy question, very easy question. Let me see how many of you gave the correct answer. Yes, most of you are giving the correct answer and that is C. I see around 80% of the people have given C. You know, it was a very easy question. Even if you think by the minimum of the standards, yes, growth rate of India was higher in 2000s and than in 1990s. Very, very easy question. थोड़ा सा भी दिमाग लगाए आपके पास आंसर हाथ में. Arrange the following countries in the increasing order of their export values. Remember, export values in the world. Arrange the following countries in the increasing order of their export values. Arrange the following countries in the increasing order of their export values. Yes, I'm getting a number of responses. Very good. Nice to see a number of responses. Yes. So a lot of people have given C or D is the answer. So they are clear about in China and Japan. They are confused between India and Russia. Remember, Russia is still ahead of India. Russia is around double of India in terms of world trade. And yes, very correct, Varun. China and Japan are the manufacturing giant. So China, of course, rules, then Germany, then Japan. Then Russia is also among the top 10. India does not feature even in top 20 right now. India is moving fast ahead, but it's still far. Its total volume has been still around $300 billion, where China has around $1.8 trillion. The Japan has around $700 billion, and even Russia has around $500 billion. So, correct answer is D. Arrange the following G8 countries in the decreasing order of Human Development Index, HDI. Arrange the following G8 countries in the decreasing order of Human Development Index. Yes, come on. The highest is, the best is, the answer correct is B. The US, then Japan, then UK, then Russia. Now my point is कि HDI में you can easily guess that Russia should be the least. These countries are far ahead in terms of human development. than Russia. So Russia has to be the fourth, which of course cancels out the option C and D. So the rest is left is, well, India is far low. We know India is far low. So that is the correct answer is 2134, option B. So which of the following is correct? Japan is the only country in Asia with very high human development index. Japan is the only country in Asia with very high human development index. There is no country in Africa with very high human development index. Which is the correct one? Yes, what is the correct answer? The correct answer is D. Japan is not the only country in Asia with very high development index. It is not a relative term. If you see the human development index, it is being categorized into very high, medium and low. So it is not a relative term, it is an objective term. And Japan is the only country. No, of course not. South Korea is also there, and Taiwan is also there to some extent. There is no country in Africa with very high human development. No, there are countries in Africa with high human development. Even Singapore is there. Absolutely correct, Pratish. So neither of them is correct. Question number 53. Now it is a question to test your sense also. Arrange the following Asian countries, South Asian countries in the decreasing order of HDI in 2011. Options को देखो, options में से ही आंसर मिल जाएंगे आपको. See the options, you can get the correct answers by the options only. Yes, what is the correct answer? Yes, I could see a lot of you attempting. A lot of you have given D as the correct answer. But what is the actual one? The correct answer is actually A. The correct answer is A. Sri Lanka has the best, then is India, then is Bhutan, then is Pakistan, then is Bangladesh, and then is Nepal. So, of course, Bhutan leads India. Sorry, Sri Lanka leads India. अरे सुनामी आने से क्या होता है? सुनामी आने से HDI गिर जाता है, तो इस हिसाब से तो जापान का 0 होना चाहिए था. Sri Lanka is ahead of India because of the low child mortality rate and low maternal mortality rate. Their health index, their health is better. Now, which of the following is correct? Inequality adjusted HDI is equal to HDI if there is no equality. Inequality adjusted HDI is less than HDI if there is no equality. Which is the correct? So now by the statement it is clear that, so can the reverse be true? Now what is inequality adjusted HDI? When because of there are inequalities among measuring the basic parameters used in HDI. If they are avoided, then only it can be really measured. And if this is taken as the point, then only 2 is the correct one. Inequality adjusted HDI is less than HDI if there is inequality. And inequality adjusted HDI is so correct answer is option 2. Which of the following is not a type of mutual fund? Which of the following is not a type of mutual fund? Simple question. Now, we'll have most of the simple questions. I knew that session was a bit long and will be tiring. We are almost sitting here since last 3 hours. So we'll go through the questions very quickly now. Which of the following is not a type of mutual fund? The correct answer is derivative mutual fund. Open-end is there, equity is there, and bond fund is there. Derivative mutual fund, there is no mutual fund based on derivatives. I hope you must be knowing about derivatives. Derivatives are the underlying instruments in the market. It is commonly called SATA. Which of the following countries is not a member of G20? Be quick to answer. Mark the OMR sheet. Which of the following countries is not a member of G20 group? The correct answer is Israel. The correct answer is Israel. And I could see most of you have given this answer as correct. Rather, 70% have given Israel. Very good. Absolutely correct. 70% of the people who have marked the answer. A lot of you have actually not marked the answer. Which of the following statements is or are incorrect? Saudi Arabia is the only OPEC member which is also a part of G20. Brazil has recently been inducted in OECD. OECD, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and G20, all three in one. Let me check your knowledge about the organizations around the world. So Saudi Arabia is the only OPEC member which is a part of G20. Absolutely correct. It is. Brazil has recently been inducted in OECD. No, OECD has developed countries generally. So Brazil is not the one and Saudi Arabia is the only one. So one only is the correct answer. Question number 58. New Partnership for Africa Development, NEPAD, is an economic development program in Africa by European Union. South Africa is the only African member of NEPAD. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Well, actually it is, both are correct. Not an economic development, rather it is an aid program, and there is no African member in NEPAD. There is South Africa is the only African member of NEPAD. There is no NEPAD was recently in the news. It is the New Partnership for Africa's Development. It has been started by European Union. So NEPAD is started by the European Union. And it is a part of the African Union. Sorry, it is a part of African Union program. And there is South Africa is the only African member of NEPAD. No, there are many other countries, around 45 countries from Africa, which are the member of NEPAD. So both of the options are incorrect. The NEPAD is an economic development program in Africa by African Union. Recently, it was in the news. There was an African Union meeting in which it was concluded, and then South Africa. No, India is not a member of NEPAD. India is not. Which of the following statement is or are correct? Bonds are always debt instruments. Buying shares of a company can also be referred as equity investment. Checks your knowledge of economics. Let's see how many of you give the correct answer. Yes, I could see some of the answers now, but answer has got a bit slow. But no, right now I can see many answers in front of me. Absolutely good. Well, correct answer is C. Both bonds are always debt instruments, yes, and buying shares of a company can also be referred as equity instrument. So out of the people who have marked the answer, I could see around 50% of you have given C as the answer. Very good. Absolutely good. In which of the following products India has its largest export share of the world trade? Yeah, Nikita, about preference shares, it is a different, it can be a different question altogether. So, well, it is a type of course, preference share is also a type of equity investment. In which of the following products India has its largest export share of the world trade? Point is, in which, if world trade export is taken as 100, in which India has the highest? In cotton, it is around 11% by India. It is the highest. It is around 11% highest. 60. Let me check how many of you gave the correct answer. Yes, most of you were in the 60. Atish A. Chinar is the autobiography of which leader? Yes, PPT will be uploaded, Isha. Atish A. Chinar is the autobiography of which leader? Let me see the answer. How many of you have given the correct answer? Well, now slow responses are coming. I know the time has been too much. Let me go through a bit fast. 61, the correct answer is Sheikh Abdullah. The correct answer is Sheikh Abdullah. Which king of Orissa built the famous Jagannath temple at Puri? Now this was an old question. Now Puri, this is from XAT 2004, I guess. XAT 2005 or XAT 2004. This is a former. The correct answer is Anang Vimadev. So just take the answer. Do not worry about the question. We move on to the real question. In 63, now 80 years war, Dutch got independence. The Dutch got independence from which country? From which country they were officially recognized as independent in 1648? The current country was Spain. Spain had occupied most of the European mainland. The country was Spain. So Dutch gained independence from Spain in 1648. In 1897, a German scientist created the world's first synthetic drug, and the modern pharmaceutical industry was born. That first drug is still in the use. What is that drug? If you will hear, it is a very common name. Its common name is aspirin. Which is called acetyl salicylic acid. It is still in the news. An aspirin a day keeps doctor away. One of the most important macro elements that usually must be added in large quantities to fields in order to maximize crop yield. Which element is added to the fields using fertilizers? Mg is magnesium. Question, correct answer is nitrogen. Correct answer is nitrogen. Well, let me check how many of you actually gave the correct answer. Yes, most of you have given nitrogen as the answer. Very good. Well, a lot of you have not attempted this also. Not sure. A lot of you have given not sure also. Well, it was an easy question. Nitrogen. If it is 6 a.m. at Greenwich, then it will be 11 a.m. at what longitude? At which longitude will it be 11 a.m.? Do you know 4 minutes? 4 minutes minutes per degree is ahead and in answer. 75° east is the answer. So 4 minutes per degree is the time changes, and as 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. the difference is 300 minutes. So 4 degree per minute translates to 75° difference, gives you 300 minutes difference. And in the east, time is ahead, and in the west, time lags behind. So the correct answer is 75° east. Question number 67. Which of the following agencies has the power to declare any industrial unit as a potentially sick unit in India? Question number 67. Yes, mark the answer. Yes, I could see. Most of you have given B as the answer. 15. No, absolutely wrong. The correct answer is BIFR. The correct answer is BIFR. Board for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. हाँ पता है, कई लोगों को भूख लग रही है यार, भूख तो मेरे को भी लग रही है. Another 3 questions only. ठीक है, just do not worry. बहुत लोगों को भूख लग रही होगी अब. Who among the following is the Trinidad and Tobago's first Prime Minister of Indian origin? First Prime Minister of Indian origin. अगर मेरी आवाज आना बंद हो जाए तो समझो कि मैं बोलते बोलते सो गया हूं. मुझे भी भूख लगने लगी है अब. Yes, I know many of you must have heard about Bharat Jagdev, but the correct answer is Basdev Pandey. Basdev Pandey. Bharat Jagdev is the president of which country? He is from Guyana. He is from Guyana. He is the president of Guyana. Basdev Pandey is the correct answer. 69. The largest single-site grassroots refinery in the world is owned by? Who owns it? Easy question. India में ही located है. India's biggest oil refinery. Yes, correct. Reliance Petroleum at in which city? New Delhi or Bombay? In which city? New Delhi or Bombay? Yes, in Gujarat, Jamnagar. Absolutely correct. कई लोग बंबई और दिल्ली बताने लगे थे. करेक्ट आंसर इज जामनगर, गुजरात. एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. Which of the following is not a type of subsidy included under WTO? Which of the following is not a type of subsidy included under WTO? Which one is the one? And it is your homework to find out what is actually blue box subsidy, amber box subsidy and green box subsidy. It is easy. It will take only 5 minutes. If you don't understand, mail me. But try to find it out. The correct answer is red box. There is no red box subsidies. It's blue, amber and green box subsidies. So 70 questions, and along with that 50 questions initially. And I would still like to open the slides which I had not opened earlier. 2-3 slides. If you want, you can see the questions for some time. These were the questions at that time. I am opening it here so that you can download it from the careerlauncher.com/classapart. And yes, I am giving you a mail ID in 2 minutes. So just I want to open it for half a minute, these slides, so that you can copy it from the video, just pause the video here and then you can copy it. These questions that I had not shown you. So, and for any GK query, contact me. Just not worry, Deepan, it will be uploaded there and you can, of course, note the questions from there. Arpit, are you there? Arpit Bajpayee? Yes, fine, thank you very much. नहीं अभी मैं जिंदा हूँ और अभी मैं जगह हूँ, बड़ी मुश्किल से अब देख रहा हूँ. So, well, it was a very long session. We had a session of around more than 220 minutes, I guess, around 210 minutes. Arpit, are you there? हो सकता है क्रिसमस तक हम लोग फिर मिल जाए यार. Well, of course, do send your testimonials and do send your feedbacks too. Yes, do send your feedbacks and do send your questions on the email address. OMR will be coming to us. December is famous for what? It is one of my cousin's birthday actually. Oh yes, Benazir Bhutto died in Karachi. 21st तो डूम्सडे है, ठीक है, 21 को पक्का मिलेंगे तब. Oh yes, Bansal, you were born. अब वो वाला क्वेश्चन था राल्स एंड टायर्स वाला क्वेश्चन था आशीष. कल T20 मैच है, कल क्या लगता है यार, वो पता नहीं, टेस्ट मैच में भी बहुत